I'm joined by my co-host Dalton. We also have a special guest today, Mr. Jeff Nestor, big Purdue fan. Also goes by I am Saluki in certain circles. You've probably seen him around. He's always in the chats and a lot of these things. But we wanted to get him on here. This is a fan first podcast, so we like to get some guys some alternate perspectives because I know it sure as heck can be annoying listening to me and Dalton all the time. Um, but yeah, we're going to be previewing the Iowa game coming up on Saturday. The revenge game for Iowa, double revenge, one on us and one after they lose to one of the bottom feeders of the Big Ten in Maryland. I'm sure they're going to be ready to win this game, but it's a huge game for Purdue coming off that Nebraska loss. It almost feels like if we lose this, it kind of just wipes away that victory, or Nebraska win, I mean. Kind of just wipes away that victory. So you got to string two together here on the road. Another tough environment. They've only lost one game at home, and that was to Illinois. So, Jeff, I'll go to you first. What are your initial thoughts on Iowa? Oh, my goodness. And we're right back to the beep so quick. And even Jeff's got to be a part of it now, so you've really ruined the show for everybody, to be honest here. Yeah, Jeff, what are your thoughts on them? Obviously, big game coming up.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be a Double D's podcast with the beep in there. So, I'm looking forward to it. I think Iowa, like you said, with that loss at Maryland, they're really going to be looking for revenge. Plus, I don't think they really have a signature win to for their resume for the NCAA committee. So I think that this is probably one that they're really going to be going for that win against us, for that statement win. So that's what has me concerned a little bit.
For sure. Yeah, valid point. Dalton, what are your thoughts on Iowa in this game and the kind of the impact of what this game could be? You're muted. You put money in the jar, my guy.
Oh, got me. That's a real bummer. Anyways, moving forward, Iowa's good. They're tough. They fight. They cut well. They screen well. Their offense is nasty. I mean, we were at that game when they played Purdue last time. They are similar to us. They had a 3-game skid in January, but they rebounded well, won 6 in a row before that anomaly loss to Maryland, which, God, I'd be so embarrassed if I was them. I'm not paying anything, Rickest. Thank you, though. I am flat broke. I actually have to borrow money from Derek to pay rent this month. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think we'll kind of see where Purdue's at mentally after a big win. I'm sure that took a lot out of us at Nebraska. Um, you play a game like that, it takes something from you. It's like when teams play us the next game, they don't usually do very well. So
Yeah, for sure. I did want to address this because we did do a Nebraska recap, and I did rewatch that game. So if you haven't checked it out, please go check it out after you're done here. And I think anybody who wants more clarity on that game and how things unfolded, watching it a second time really gave me a lot of that. So feel free to check out our recap or just go watch the game a second time yourself. And I think you'll be more happy with what happened in that game than maybe you were watching it the first time. We did briefly mention Bennett Sturtz has been kind of on a crazy heater. He scored like 30 in 3 of the last 4 games. He's played 40 minutes in 5 of the last 6 games. I mean, this guy doesn't come off the floor. We think Braden doesn't come off the floor. Bennett Sturtz does not come off the floor even more than Braden. They know each other. It was an awesome matchup last time around. I think we did a pretty good job defending him in that game. But my point, what I'm getting to is I think that with him getting really aggressive scoring the ball, it's actually hurt them. They lose to Maryland. They only beat Northwestern by 6 at home. They only beat USC by 1 at home. Rutgers by 6 at home. I just feel like if you can kind of force Bennett Sturtz to lose that point guard mentality and just become a scoring guard, sometimes that works in your favor because Iowa just doesn't have enough other guys out there that are great rebounders, that are great ball movers or anything like that. So, Jeff, my question to you is, what do you think is going to be the key to defending Sturtz? Do you agree, making him a score is a good thing? Do you think it's like, no, we don't want him to do anything, make the other guys beat you? What's your take on him?
Well, I mean, Sturtz is probably going to be a Big Ten first team player. I mean, he's phenomenal. And, I don't think you're going to be able to stop him. I mean, I think you can just contain him. Last time, I think we held him to 19, which is right about what his average is. But looking at his last 4 games, he scored 32, 36, 22, and 32.
Yeah.
And like you said, pretty much all 40 minutes on all 4 of those games. So, if we can keep him at around 20, right about his average, I think that would go a long way. We can't let him score 30 or 32. So,
Yeah, and Purdue is notorious for letting guys go absolutely berserk on him. In the last game, it wasn't really Sturts as much as it was those random 2 guys who had made like 11 threes combined all year, made 7, something like that. It was crazy. Dalton, what's your thoughts on Sturts in this game? The first game I thought we did a pretty good job. Do you think we stick to that same kind of idea, or what are your kind of ideas here?
Yeah, as I remember from the first game, Sturts didn't do much in the first half. Is where he really got going in the second half.
Yep.
He ended up with 19, but was 2 for 9 from 3 against us the first game. I think if we can force him into those like type of shots we were talking about in the Nebraska recap, like hand in his face, we don't necessarily, it doesn't have to be like crazy contested, but once he's a slasher, so we don't really want him getting inside. I think that would cause Trey or Clough to get into foul trouble, and that Iowa's going to be trying to pull them out and get switches onto Sturts. So I really hope we're playing a drop in this game. Like I'm gonna pray about it tonight later. I hate the switching defense. I just think we're so much better as a drop. Obviously against Nebraska with a good shooting team like that, it worked out a little better. But with this Iowa team, they're looking, they had some crazy guys go off against us the first time, and I just don't see that happening the second time. So if we can, like Jeff said, I mean, long story short, if we can hold him, 19, 20, 22, I think we're in good waters. Just we got to pound the post against this team. So
Yeah, and Rick has said here, if we keep them limited on the boards, make sure they get one and done, basically. That's what we did against Nebraska for 95% of that game outside the last 2 minutes where they got 3 offensive rebounds out of their 6. You can't let Iowa get second chances because they're such a slow-paced offense. Like they're like 360th in the country in pace. That a second chance is like devastating against a team who already takes forever and who wants to like really slow it down and run great sets, kind of like Purdue does. It's like when you give Purdue second chances, I mean, you're giving one of the most efficient offenses in the country second chances. That's a bad formula. Iowa, for everything they are, is 19th in the country offensively. So giving them another look when they already want to play a low possession game is just a terrible idea. So you really do got to make sure you hit the glass. That's a good call by Rickest. The only other really thing I wanted to talk about too much with Iowa is kind of the style that they play, the pace that they play, and then we can kind of go into what we want to see from Purdue. I noticed at least a little bit of a discerted effort from Purdue in the Nebraska game to push the pace a little bit more. We seem to be getting out and transition more. Now, a lot of that comes when you're rebounding every ball. It's a lot easier. But it seemed to be something, and I hope that continues. I hope the 3-point volume continues. Now, Iowa is a smaller team, so you do definitely want to get it inside as well. But, Jeff, what do you want to see against this Iowa team in the style that they play, from Purdue? Because Purdue seems to be like the team that's going to play a different style every game at this point. I can't figure them out. Every time I think I haven't figured out, it changes. Yeah, shout out, Blake. Go ahead.
Well, one thing that I noticed from the first time we played them was I felt that Braden was getting a lot of dribble drive penetration to the hoop, more so than what lately I feel like Braden has been settling around the perimeter, with his, I mean, he makes some incredible shots from the perimeter,
Right.
that I don't think practically anybody in the nation can make fadeaway 18 footers.
Yeah.
But in that game, I remember that he was penetrating, either getting a layup and one, or he was, dishing off to DJ for a dunk. So I feel like, we've been kind of getting away from that. Maybe that's because of the defensive schemes that have been going against us. But I felt like he was just burning everybody that was guarding him. So that's what
Yeah,
I'd
that's
like
good.
to say.
That's a good memory right there because he did not shoot a 3 in the Iowa game and went 6 for 9 from 2. So he was definitely getting in the paint regularly, kicking it out. He made all his free throws. Purdue went 19 for 22 in that game from free throws. So hopefully we see that back as well after what we just saw in
That'd be nice.
Nebraska from the stripe. Now, that'd make my dad just miserably mad. I'm sure he hated every second of it. He's all about free throws. Dalton, what are you kind of thinking here from a perspective of, just Iowa is very similar to Purdue in the style. They have an elite point guard. They like to slow the game down. They like to limit possessions, and then they're going to crash the glass with some of their guards while their big guys get back.
Yeah, I don't necessarily want to see the jacked up threes this game because it's going to be a limit possession game.
Yep.
Like they're going to crash on the defensive glass. So I don't know that that's necessarily the best strategy for this one. I think you can take a lot of things from the first game. You know, we didn't have a great rebounding game. You know, it was 26 to 23 the first game. So not a great rebounding game. So my strategy would be here go inside out. They're not going to be able to handle a Trey and Clough tandem, and I just think it's one of those games where we need to maybe shoot 15 to 23s. What it worked the first time,
Yeah.
and I don't know how far you stray from what worked the first time. Obviously, McCollum's going to come out with a different strategy, but I think that you kind of treat it similarly. Their tallest guy that they start is 6'9", and Cam Manyawu. He's really athletic dude, but I just think that our bigs can basically beat anybody in the country, maybe outside of Michigan. Like our bigs, you keep feeding them, they're eventually gonna beat down that whoever's on them. Like the Trey and Clough are just so strong and physical down there, and we haven't really seen that in a while. Just post feed after post feed, and that's my hope for this game. Just beat them on the inside. It just opens everything up. So
For sure, yeah. And that's funny. The last game, if you combine Purdue and Iowa's 3-point attempts, um, we shot 7 less than Purdue shot against Nebraska. So
yeah,
between the two teams, shot 7 less. So yeah, Purdue only shoots 14 threes in that first matchup. Shoots a good percentage, makes 6 of them. So 43% or whatever that is. But the that game, if I remember, that was the game we sat like first row or third row or whatever it was.
yeah,
That team is. I'm not going to just say physical. They're beyond physical at points, almost approaching like slightly dirty. Just the way that they play is constantly grabbing, pushing, hand in the back, hand in the side. Like you got to be the more physical, tougher team. And I think for a lot of that game, Purdue was. And then there was a stretch there where Purdue just wasn't, and Iowa went on this big run. And then, the crowd really got into it the last 10 minutes of that game and pushed Purdue over the edge. But in this game, that's not going to be the case because it's in Iowa. So let's jump over to Purdue more specifically. I kind of want to get Jeff's thoughts just real quick, kind of hiatus here. What were your thoughts on that Nebraska game, what you saw from Purdue? Because for me, that was effort-wise the best game of the season.
Well, I mean, the first half was phenomenal. Probably one of our best halves, if not the best half of play that we had all season. And, the second half, yeah, I mean, Nebraska just started hitting shots. And obviously, we were missing and not making our free throws. So, but it was on the road. And I mean, that's the number 7 team in the country on the road. I mean, I thought it was, even though we would have liked to seen Purdue have a second half similar to the first. I mean, we came away with a win in the Big Ten against a top 10 opponent. So there's no, you can't have any complaints about their performance. I mean, that's as good as you could ask for. So
Yeah,
I know
sure.
a lot of people were disappointed about it, including myself watching it. It was frustrating, but it was a gutsy victory. So,
Yeah, it was like, watching a train, like a car wreck happen, but then you find out everybody's okay. It just wasn't very,
yeah.
it was hard to watch as like a diehard fan. I think if I was like a fan of, Michigan State and I was watching that game, I'd have been like, wow, this is a really awesome game. Both of these teams are playing good. And for stretches, Purdue was dominant, and for stretches, Nebraska was dominant. But like we talked about in the recap, if you would have told me Purdue wins by 3 at Nebraska, I would have taken it 100% of the time. I wouldn't have cared how close it was. You win a game like that on the road, that in a must-win spot. And I don't know if you guys saw the Purdue movie they put out about that game. It was a 10-minute video. I'm sure you both did. I just loved the energy after the game from the team. And I see that and I go, man, our whole fan base was whining, complaining, everything after that game. That team was hyped. That's how the fans should be. You go win a game like that on the road. I don't care how you get it done. You get it done. You should be hyped about it. I loved it. I loved all the leadership that I saw from Braden from a vocal standpoint in the locker room, even from Raleigh Burgess. Like, I just loved
Yeah.
what I saw. The attitudes were so great. And for me, my favorite part of it's, at the end, 7 more. The guys are clearly on this mission of we got to win them all. And I don't think they've been like that all year. I don't think they ever started this year like we got to win every single one of them. So was really, really impressed, obviously, with the production of that. But did you guys get a chance to see that, Jeff?
Yeah, it's great. Whoever puts that stuff together for Purdue does a phenomenal job. So it was another great one.
Another great one. I wasn't expecting 10 minutes, but they haven't put one out for a while because they haven't had really much of a great reason to. So thought that was really cool. All right, let's jump into some stuff we want to see from each player on Purdue. We do this every episode. We can spend a little more time on it because if anybody's wondering, we're not going to go through player by player on Iowa. If you want to see that, check out our last preview. Their team hasn't changed since then. That game wasn't that long ago, so there might be guys we hit on throughout this pod, but not going detailed on all those guys, but kind of have to talk about Bennett Sturts, which we did. But let's start out with Braden Smith. He was the Ken Pom MVP in the last matchup here. We kind of already mentioned him. There was that stretch in the second half where Purdue went basically perfect for like 8 minutes. Pretty much solely led by Braden in my mind as far as just distributing and getting everything done. What do you want to see from him in this game, Jeff? And what version of Braden? Because there's a few versions of Braden. There's the one who scores, who's really aggressive on offense. There's the complete facilitator. There's the emotional leader. There's a lot of different versions. What do you want to see from him in this game?
Well, I kind of already touched base a little bit on it. I want to see him driving to the hoop. I'd rather see that than him taking these outside shots in this game with all the success that he had last time. So I'm looking for that. And with that, I want to see, at least 10 assists. So I'd like to see him, somewhere in the neighborhood of 18 points, 10 assists, and probably 5 boards. A typical Braden Smith game, but more so from driving to the hoop than from the outside.
Yeah, I think that's good, and I think that makes Bennett Sturts work more if he is the one guarding him, which he probably will be. What about you, Dalton? What are you looking for from Braden in this game?
Yeah, I don't care. Want our guys to hit shots when he passes them the ball. I want 14 assists this game. Just show why he's the top point guard in the nation. Everyone putting Bennett Sturts on all these NBA boards, draft boards. The kid's good. He's just the only thing that's different about him is that he's bigger. Like, that's literally the only thing, and I get sick of hearing about it. So I want Braden to show out. Like, I don't care if he scores 4 points, but 14 assists, man, to show everyone in the country, why you're the best point guard, true point guard in the country.
Yeah, Bennett's playing more like a shooting guard, not a point guard in my eyes. I think Braden, for me in this game, and it happened for the first time in what seems like forever in the last game, I want to see Braden continuing to get the rebounds. When Braden gets rebounds, Purdue is better. Not just because of the rebound itself, but because he immediately has the ball, and we're not waiting on Clough to get it to Braden. He immediately can start running up the floor with it. We get in transition. Things happen. The other team gets tired. It's just kind of a backbreaker for them. So I want to see the rebounding can really continue for Braden in this game. Like, that's a level that that he had last year with the rebounding that he hasn't really had this year. His rebounding numbers have been pretty bad compared to what they have been in his previous years. So that's exciting for me if that continues, because what that does to our offense is kind of unmeasurable when it comes to like a stat line or anything, but it really does help us. And just like both of you said, I want to see him get inside. I want to see him distribute the ball, and God willing, the guys hit the shots. I mean, I watched that freaking Nebraska game, and So many of those missed threes were off Braden. Incredible passes, jump passes, skip passes. And I'm like, God, he could have had 20 assists in this
Why don't
game.
we keep a stat that Braden should have been assist?
Yeah.
Like net just for this game, I'm probably gonna
Yes.
try to keep that. If you remind me Saturday, I will keep that stat.
Yeah, like the one blown layups, missed wide open threes, things like that. Yeah, I need to see those go in this game. But yeah, aggressive Braid is always my favorite personal version of him. He unlocks so much more for this team when he's aggressive on offense because then the defense has to collapse every single time and he just sprays it at that. You know, that you'll see it a lot with Braden has a half where he scores 14 and he only scores 2 in the second half, but he picks up 9 assists because everything changes now. The whole court's wide open. So yeah, really think this is going to be a big game for Braden. I think I see it in his eyes. We were watching him play 2K last night with him and Fletcher and Lance and all those guys were live streaming them playing 2K, and those dudes are wild. I'll just say that much. If you haven't watched it, go find it on Twitch. It's
Chat got out of hand,
the
dude.
chat was saying every single message was like, Fletcher's the type of guy who goes to Taco Bell and orders a cheeseburger type of like. It was always like something ridiculous about Fletcher. And Fletcher couldn't see the chat, so he said, he kept saying, "What's the chat
What are
saying?"
they saying? What are they saying?
Oh, it was great.
Funny.
But yeah, if you haven't checked that, I think it's still on Twitch. You can go look. It's like 3 hours long, but you only need to watch about 10 minutes of it to get the vibe. It was pretty fun. So let's move on to Fletcher. A lot of people complaining about him in the last game, 4 for 17. Don't care. I love it. Keep shooting him, my guy. If he shoots 17 threes a game, we're going to be in good shape. I think in a game like this where it gets really physical, these are the ones that kind of worry me personally about Fletch because he's got to stay engaged. He's got to stay physical or it becomes, somewhat unplayable at times. In the last matchup, he had 11 points, only took 7 shots, went 3 for 7, made his free throws though. So, Jeff, what are you looking for from Fletcher in this game?
Yeah, like you were saying, I'm thinking this might not be a Fletch. He might not be the Ken Pond MVP of this game. I'd like to see him get to the foul line. So I mean, he's plays with a high IQ, and sometimes he does the little thing where he flops. Hopefully that's not the case, but I'd like to see him get to the foul line, make at least 6 to 8 free throws from there, and do whatever maybe and ones. But and sprinkle a few threes in there too. That'd be fine. But that's what I want to see, more free throws from Fletch.
Yep, 100%. What about you, Dalton?
I don't know, man. Honestly, with Fletch, it's like, what do I just honestly, I hope he goes out and plays good defense. I don't think this, like, with how slow the pace is going to be and how hard it's going to be to get shots, I don't know how much he shoots in this game. He did seem, like Jeff said, to drive a little better in that last one. I mean, 4 free throws, so maybe the pump fakes work or maybe they back off. It's honestly going to be a lot of what McCollum's game plan is. Who do you want to beat you on Purdue? And I know Ben McCollum's so good at game planning. Like, he's good at adjustments. And I know this first game haunted him because it was a battle out there. And so if he decides to take Fletcher out of the game, then Fletcher's not going to be able to do much offensively. So we're really going to need him because their wings and their quote unquote bigs are, they're big boys and they move. So Fletcher's going to have to be strong on defense.
Yeah, and Blake's agreed with that in the chat a lot here. He says Hoiberg got him once last game, but Fletch used his length and moved his feet well. I do think Fletch's defense has been vastly improved this year, and especially like later throughout this year. And if in the first Iowa game, they kind of did the same thing and took him away a little bit. They said, all right, if anybody else is going to shoot it, that's fine, but not Fletcher. And he ends up with 4 assists, no turnovers, which is, if they're going to do that to him, do the pump fake, drive to the basket, and go to the rim, create, do what you got to do. All I want to see. Oh yeah, here you go. Andy in Colorado. What up, Andy? Hopefully Braden has kept the receipts on how McCollum. Yeah, I forgot all about that actually.
Posted on the board, dude.
And Braden definitely kept the receipts.
He's watching it all night tonight.
Yeah, like it's probably on a loop and he's got headphones in. Yeah, but what did he say? Something about him being a good
I thought
player.
he was okay.
Yeah, I thought he was okay. He's a good player. Like that's it. While Painter's like Bennett Sturts is one of the best guards in the country. He's elite. He's really hard. And then he's like, yeah, Braden's a good player. Um, yeah, I'm sure Braden's that psychopath is definitely thinking about that all night long. I just want to see Fletcher um, continue to be aggressive shooting and maybe just bring that Nebraska volleyball player to the game. You know, just continue to flex on those flat, crappy states out there.
Oh, she'll
Um,
be there. It's in
yeah,
Iowa, bub. Not
she'll be
even that
watching.
far.
What's Iowa good at? Like have them, maybe soccer or something. Bring a soccer chick from Iowa. I think that's Fletcher's new thing. He needs to bring a chick from a sporting team of the team we're playing every game, and then hit it on Insta, and then he can go hit up City Sweeney some more and see what happens there. Love
Out
you,
of
Fletch.
control. Out of control.
Blake said, I think our entire team is prone to over rotate at times. We do need to do a better job at bluffing. I agree. But at the same time, like there's positions we're just not great defensively at, so rotations are going to happen. But how many times have we come on here and complained about over rotating? I mean, it's beating a dead horse at this point.
Dead beat, dude.
Yeah, it's just something that Purdue is unfortunately going to get into. I think that what Dalton said, playing a little more drop might be helpful there. So hopefully that's something that we do. We'll let Dalton replace his Zen for a second.
Hey, you don't have to call it out, bro. No one even noticed.
Everyone noticed. They're watching you like a hawk. Rick is
That's
definitely
fine.
noticed.
Don't
All right,
say hawk.
let's jump into CJ. Had a tough shooting night again, same, but hit massive shots down the stretch. Missed those 2 free throws. I think I talked about in the recap. Like it's tough when you have one of the biggest moments of the game offensively, and then also one of the worst moments of the game offensively consecutively. So, Jeff, what are you looking for from CJ in this game? He's probably going to get that Sturch assignment.
Oh yeah, well that's what my comment is here. I'm kind of grouping CJ and Jakari in the same, group them together. That I need a solid defensive performance against Sturts and the perimeter. Let's keep our man in front of us on the perimeter, and do a good job on Sturts and keep them at average, and they'll be doing their job then. So, if we get between the two of them, if we get 12 points, that's fine with me. It's all about the defense.
Yep, for sure. I did want to quickly hit this because Rick, I said, did we happen to notice the 4 spot over rotating? That's kind of what was my point. Was we have positions on the floor. Like if TKR is guarding a mobile 4, there's going to have to be help because he's just as good as he is. There's times where guys he just doesn't match up well, and you got to help, and then everything gets out of whack. But Dalton, what are your thoughts? What are you looking for from CJ?
Always one step behind.
Yeah.
On defense, like it seems like we're always trying to catch up to the ball, and then somebody cheats and it leaves somebody open. I just wish we'd stop cheating so much. If you're gonna cheat, commit and get a jump ball. Take it.
Yeah, if you're gonna cheat, marry the chick.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you might as well. You're an idiot if you're doing that. So, you might as well just go all in. But yeah, that I feel like we're always chasing them down, chasing the ball down, trying to recover, and teams see that. I know Iowa's looking at that, and they're going to be moving the ball heavy. CJ, I hope the minute splits aren't as heavy as they were last time we played Iowa, but unfortunately, I think they will be because Bennett Sturts is just such a handful that Jakari and CJ will probably split damn near down the middle. That's what I would expect. CJ, I'd really like to see the 3 ball start going in again. He had 3 last game. Derek,
I don't have it pulled up right now. Sorry.
I think he had 3. I think he was 3 for 9.
Yeah, Nebraska. Yes.
Yeah,
He was 3 for 10.
I'd really like to see CJ start knocking down a higher percentage. I mean, that's 33% or like 29 to 33%. So if we can get him up around 40, I think we're in good. And once he starts hitting, people are biting on his pump fakes, and that gives him that one dribble to the mid-range. And his mid-range shot's probably one of the prettiest things I've ever seen in basketball. Like, it's just smooth as butter. So I would like to see CJ have a game. I think he's due up for one, and you never know with that guy because he can torch nets when he gets in his flow. So I'd really like to see a scoring game out of him. I mean, obviously the defense is expected, He always guards the hardest guy. So, yeah, and don't let them, if we're, up one, don't let them roll the ball, clear up the floor. Maybe maybe pick the ball up like we normally do. That's what I want
Yeah.
to see from
Yeah.
CJ.
It did PTSD me there, buddy.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man.
But yeah, with CJ, he only took 4 shots the last time he played Iowa. I think his role has grown a lot since then. And again, like you said, I'd like to see him play, 25 plus minutes in this game. I think that creating that separation at that spot, whatever direction it was going to go to start the year, whether it was Jakari or CJ, it seems to have gone CJ. I think that needs to be solidified. Like having a more solid rotation, I think is better for everyone, including Jakari. If you know that you're only coming in for a couple 4 to 5 minute stretches, you got to bust your ass in that time frame, and you better go out there and really make your mark because you're only going to get 5, 6, 7 minutes, and you're just there to come in and be an elite defender and knock down open shots. So CJ in this game, I agree with you. I think this is a good opportunity for him to knock down some jump shots, knock down some open shots, and maybe get to that mid range, like you said. This is a team, Purdue, that just put up 46 threes. So if you don't think Iowa's scout is a little bit of like, oh, they're going to shoot it, that makes the pump fake a great tool. It's one of my favorite tools in all of basketball is a pump fake. So a pump fake, go shoot your mid range, and then obviously play great defense. You're going to be guarding literally Bennett Sturts every minute you're in the game because he does not come out. So do your best to get through screens, to fight through screens. Don't want to see Bennett Sturts getting Oscar and TKR switched onto him over and over and over again because I will lose my damn mind. All right, let's jump to the other starters, the bigs. TKR obviously had a absolutely monster rebounding game in the last game. I think we all can agree we want something of that version to continue. But against Iowa, that was not the case. He had 2 rebounds in that game last time. So that can't happen. I think that's pretty much maybe the most obvious thing I've ever said. I also took a 3 against Iowa last time and took a 3 in the last game. So I got a feeling one's going up in this one. Jeff, what are you looking for from TKR in this game? He did not really play very well the last time we played Iowa.
Yeah, I kind of remember in that Iowa game, that was one of the ones where he wasn't in the right mindset.
Yep.
Wasn't it the one where Clough made that pass to him and
That's the same.
it
Yep.
got turned over and everybody on social media got mad at TKR for jogging back
Yep.
to
I believe
after
that
the
was.
turnover. So yeah, I mean, I feel like from what I've seen from him in the last game, and even I think in Maryland, that he was, his attitude's a lot different now. And so, with that last game against Nebraska, it was just unbelievable. 19 rebounds, like ED-esque,
Yeah.
And so I kind of want to see him to, like you said, have a better game against Iowa this time, and I'd like to see a double double. So
Good call out. Yeah. I wanted to shout out this guy because I haven't seen him on any of the lives before. Presto Tony. Also love your name. If you are Italian, you're my new favorite Italian person because I don't know one, but I really want to. So thank you for joining the stream. Dalton, what do you want to see from TK rebounds?
That he's been over 8 rebounds the last 3 games. I don't see any reason why it should stop. I would like to see him get down on the block this game. Like he catches so far out. Like last year, he was catching deep a lot of the time, and his spin move, man, we haven't seen him put anybody in the spin cycle this year, and it's been a real bummer. And I think this is a perfect team for him to do it because even their biggest guy is the same size as Trey. Like there's no reason that he shouldn't be eating this game. So I'm going double Trey here.
Love that. And Rick has said, and I forgot about this, that was the game TKR wouldn't give the ball up and got that technical. And then they gave the technical to Jakari for coming in late. And it's like Jakari got a technical of all people on this team. Jakari. Never seen that guy mad at anyone in his life. But yeah, I do remember that now that it was said. That game got really chippy at parts. Like I said, it was that. Who was that one dude on their team? I'm trying to remember his name now. Vulgaris. Hate that guy.
Oh, he's
Hate that
a
guy. I
nasty
hate everything he
fella.
stands for.
He is a nasty person.
Yeah, he was dirty. We were so close, like you could really see it, and yeah, just did not like him in that game at all. Yeah, Trey obviously needs to just continue what he did. And more so, and you alluded to it, Jeff, is the attitude because it was bad in the first game, but it was great against Nebraska, and I would love to see that continue because when he's in that right mindset and he's like, all right, I'm just going to be the guy that gets every rebound. I think that Purdue gets close to as unbeatable as they can be when he's doing that. You saw him in the locker room after the game in that movie thing, getting hyped up. When they said 19 rebounds and stuff. Like if he just gets that mindset, like I'm going to be a great passer from the post, I'm going to dominate the glass. I think that Purdue can go a long way. In this game, for me, I just want to see him obviously get 10 rebounds, but I think he can score in this game. This is not a team with a ton of size, and I think he can really get it going. What are you talking about? Derek needs to. Now you're joining in on the fake family stuff, Dalton. Look at this. This is literally from my podcast with Dalton that I need to tell my fake family to get off the internet. Well,
You're lagging,
my
brother.
wife and daughter aren't even here, so my son needs to get off his 7
More
devices.
bandwidth.
All right, I have plenty of freaking bandwidth. Okay, got the highest package. Okay, huge package.
I had to make the joke because Rick is really hasn't
what
been
she
on
said.
it lately.
Yeah, that's what she said. All right, Andy, listen. All right, well, let's just, you guys ever get into a dog pile on a football field? Like, what are we doing here? Leave me alone. All right, we're going to move this show along. I want to see a big game from TKR. Let's jump into your boy, Dalton Oscar Clough, who, again, had 10 offensive rebounds in the last game. Huge game. We finally got him back. He was missing for a few games there. It felt like he wasn't even really a factor whatsoever. So I'll let Dalton start this one off. This is his guy. So what do you want to see from Oscar in this game?
Stay out of foul trouble. Guarding the smaller guys. They're obviously going to try to get one of the bigs in foul trouble because it's going to be real hard for them to hang, especially with them playing such a slow pace. Like our guys are going to be set. They're not going to be chasing them down off of runouts and stuff. So I look for them to go inside. They slash, they cut, and we're always a step behind. So it might be a foul trouble game for one of our bigs. Clough needs to stay out of foul trouble and hit the boards. If we are shooting threes, then we're going to need those offensive extra possessions because there's not going to be a whole lot of possessions in this game. So that's what I want to see out of Clough. Just hit the boards and stay out of foul trouble.
Yeah, offensive rebounds would be huge in this game because in a low possession game, you get those extra possessions, especially for Purdue, man. They're so good offensively. And in a game where it shouldn't be like the 3-point barrage, and it'll be more efficient baskets most of the time. That's pretty big. I was trying to find it.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
I was looking for something. What do you want to see from Oscar Jeff in this specific game? Oscar Jeff.
Oscar Jeff.
Well, our big should be feasting against Iowa. So obviously I want to see both him and DJ feasting in the inside. I want to see Braden going up dunks to those guys, and I kind of grouped Clough and DJ together, and I have them down. I want to see a 20 and 20 combined between the two of them, and I know a lot of people are down on DJ right now, kind of getting pushed around a lot, the physicality, and Big Ten play. But, I don't think Iowa's quite as physical as some of the other teams in the Big Ten. And I feel like if you look back, Iowa and DJ had a pretty good performance. I think he had 9 rebounds and maybe like 8 points or something like that in like 18 minutes. So, with his height, I feel like he ought to be able to do some damage in there as well as Clough. So 20 and 20 for those two.
Yep. Rick says Oscar was so happy after the game. True. And his little post game thing was hilarious because he dropped like 3 or 4 cuss words, and the guys interviewing were like, "Huh?
It's like Edie all over again, man."
Oscar's just gonna be Oscar no matter what's happening. Yeah, it was a bummer. We lost that late night. Quite a bummer. Hey, Presto Tony says Braden gets more than 4 assists. God hoping. If he doesn't, we're in trouble in this game. I got a feeling.
I mean, it's everyone else's fault if he doesn't.
Yeah, usually it's if you look at the games he doesn't, it's normally not on him. It's on everyone missing wide open looks. Yeah, Oscar in this game, the 20 and 20 I love. I usually like to say like I want TKR, Clough, and DJ to get 30 and 20 between them. I think when they do that, I'd have to go look, but I'm guessing we haven't lost a game when they've done that. It's when Purdue gets the ball inside on offense and then rebounds on defense, they are almost impossible to beat because the inside presence. Dalton brings this up all the time. When we get the ball inside, it doesn't. They don't have to score. It opens up wide open kickouts, drives, back cuts, everything else. It gets the other team in foul trouble, and Iowa has a very, very thin back or front court. Like if you get one of their bigs in foul trouble, they're in trouble. And we did that the first time around, and it paid off down the stretch because they looked tired. They had a guy foul out. I remember it might have been Fulgaris, but they had someone foul out. It really was important for us to continue to do that. And even though our big guys didn't score a ton in that game, it was a good
It was
game.
Tavion Banks.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. I knew one of their guys fouled out.
Yep.
But yeah, so Oscar, I want to see just the same. Like it felt like in that Nebraska game, he came out and he set the tone. Like I'm gonna get these rebounds, and I want to see that again. And if he does, and he sets that tone again, and he is crashing like he was, and just using that gigantic frame of his to go get every rebound, then Purdue's going to win this game way easier than they did the first time around. Because if you look, TKR and Clough the first time around combined for a total of 6 rebounds. That can't happen. I don't even know how we won that game with that happening. There was actually almost no rebounds in that game because the shooting was so good. But all right, let's jump over to the bench. And Blake said something earlier. I couldn't find it. I was trying to pull it up. That he thinks one of the bench guys is going to have a big game, or maybe it wasn't Blake, but someone said that they're due, and it does feel that like we haven't had a huge bench performance in 4, 5, 6 games. Since maybe Benter's crazy game that he had, or I know DJ had a really crazy one in there too. But that would be nice to see. I don't know who it's going to be, but let's start off with Jacobson since we just kind of closed up the big room. And Jeff kind of already hit on Jacobson a little here, but I do think this is a game where Jacobson can do well because he has so much size over their bigs. They have no like true 7-footer. That the lob threat, and I stand by the fact that if they just threw the ball higher every time, he could go get it and dunk it every time. They tend to underthrow that pass, which they did early in the Edey years too, and then eventually figured it out. But Dalton, what do you want to see from DJ in this game?
I just want to see DJ be better in the pick and roll. I think that is his fault. Right now, like everyone wants to talk about defensively not being physical. He's not good in the pick and roll, and that's why things get picked off. He catches it, tries to come down. He needs to never bring the ball below his head, ever. Like the guy's got to throw it higher. Obviously, you're not going to throw a bounce pass. I've seen Jakari try to feed DJ a bounce pass. Like, don't do that. But yeah, I mean, he's just got to roll harder. We talked about in the post game. He's slow right now. Like when you go to the hole, go hard and expect the pass from Braden. Like you should almost see him jumping, even if he's not getting it, ready to go. Like, because who honestly is stopping him? If you throw it 12 feet in the air, who else is
Right.
going to get that? It's like you roll hard and you jump and you look for the ball. If it's not there, then you reset. Like that's almost the advice I would be giving DJ. I want to see DJ have a good game. I don't want to see 18 minutes out of him in this game. I don't. I really think we need to start shortening the rotation. We saw it, the players that needed to play played against Nebraska, and look what happened. So the more the rotation gets shorted, I think the better we are going forward. And then if you need those guys, they've had their chances this year. They're ready to roll. So if you need them, then they're ready to go.
Yeah. Presto Tony said, didn't Zach have the same issue early bringing it down? He did. And he learned. And then by the end of his career, he never did. He had the same issue as well defensively that DJ has right now, where he couldn't stop putting his arms like this. They need to be up here. And by the end of his career, Zach Edey just became like a 11-foot wall. Like he never came down. He didn't even try to block. You tell me Zach Edey couldn't have blocked 5 shots a game. He just didn't. He never wanted to get in foul trouble. So I did want to bring up this question to you, Jeff, because I got asked. Rick has asked, what do you expect to see from DJ like in this game from a lineup? Like, do you think that we're going to play a little more small ball like we did in Nebraska? Do you think DJ's kind of getting pushed down in the rotation? He only played 5 minutes against Nebraska. Looked pretty bad in those 5 minutes, if we're being honest. What do you expect to see from him in this game, or what do you want to see?
But I know Dalton seems like he doesn't want as many DJ minutes, but I kind of want to see more. I'd like to see
Okay.
15 to 18. I feel like his size is he's just going to dominate and underneath. So that's and I feel like one thing about DJ, just watching him all season long. I mean, he's a pretty fast player. Like from watching him like over the summer when he was playing the summer with the summer team. Um, I feel like he's kind of playing almost not to get hurt. Like he's kind of playing tentatively. Um, not where maybe he's got in the back of his mind doesn't want to break his leg again. I mean, when you're 7'4", it's easy for injuries to happen. But I don't know. I just feel like that's kind of like part of the issue with him is that just playing too tentatively. Be a little more aggressive. Now that it seems like he's doing fine.
Yeah.
I just feel like that's kind of hindering his performance. So.
It's a good call because a lot of athletes that deal with knee injuries, leg injuries, almost have that time frame afterwards where it's like it's just in the back of their mind. It's not like something they're constantly thinking of. It's just there, like your body. It's like a natural instinct is there that you're protecting it. And I think everyone was excited he gained those 30 pounds or whatever over the offseason, but it's 30 pounds is a lot of weight for a guy to learn how to maneuver with that new body. So he's probably still like I think I've talked about DJ's quickness side to side seems like in his quickness getting off the ground seems slower than what I remembered it, and that's probably part of it. He's still learning how to do all that, and DJ to me is still a project. Like he's like next year, the year after, going to be a dominant force eventually for Purdue. I just don't know, like when we get against these teams with great bigs, that he's there. I do think in this game he can get there, but also Jeff, never worry about disagreeing with us. That's the best thing that you can do. You're usually right if you disagree with us. I can't think of something that's a more almost guaranteed win than disagreeing
Yes,
with me and Dalton.
please.
But yeah, I just want to see DJ when he is in the game. I personally, I'm right between kind of where you guys are at. 10, 12 minutes is about as much as I want to see right now from him. Now, if he comes in those 10, 12 minutes and is dominant, then yes, extend those minutes. But he's been a little bit of a liability defensively recently where he's getting beat and then he always commits the foul after he gets beat. Every time, it never fails. And the defense that we are currently running where we're high hedging and we're pulling out, he just doesn't seem to have the quickness to get back like some of the other guys do. And I think that's very, and Presto Tony said it too much too soon with the weight. Yeah, maybe. I just think there was such a focus on that he was like, he explained over the summer what he was eating every day. And sometimes you can gain weight and it's not really productive weight necessarily. Like it's not muscle. You're just putting on extra LBs. I think kind of did that. Now he's working on turning that into muscle, but it still takes time to adjust to that, especially when you're his size. Also, he comes from a world where he dominated every game he ever played in his whole life. And he played against guys that were probably 6'6", 6'7", and now he's playing against large, grown 24-year-old men. Okay, and I think that's part of it. Let's jump over to Benter, and we'll kind of run through these last few here. Benter is seemingly every game becoming more involved, getting more of those important minutes toward the end of games. I love it. I think that's a winning basketball player just in general. Jeff, what are your thoughts on Benter? What do you want to see from him in this game and maybe moving forward if you want to hit on that?
Yeah, Jackie Buckets. I mean, he's a big part of our future. So I'm glad to see that he's been getting a lot of minutes this year, well deserved. And for this particular game, I just want to see 2 threes go down and 2 charges. So kind of keeping it simple, but wouldn't mind seeing him playing about 15 minutes or more. But Keep up the good work.
Yep. Also, let's be clear here, Rickus Morty. Golden Girls is one of the greatest shows that's ever been put into the
Oh
airwaves.
my
Okay.
God,
That was
dude.
one of my mom's favorites. Also, if we want to talk about Golden Girls,
Oh,
we're on Jack Benner, baby. That's click, clack, step back, Jack. And he is,
never playing that.
he does look like a Golden Girl. Just a
Oh
little
my
bit. I mean, he's got the golden hair. It looks like it was like permed at some point.
Thanks for bringing that up, Rickus. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, I really had to
It's,
throw Golden Girls into our.
4 minutes of my life I'll never get back.
That's a great show, though. What do you want to see from Jack?
Jack, 2 threes, go down. That's it.
All right.
Just simply, the shooting has been iffy lately.
You have Ken Palm up. When's the last time he made 2 threes? Was it the 6-3 game?
Let's see.
It feels like he makes one every game, and that's the
Yeah,
stat.
that's. I don't know. I'm not good at this quickly. Let's see. Yeah, he's 1-1. Maryland. 0 for 3 Maryland. You can go into yours while I look for this. I'll tell you
Yeah.
when I find it.
I love what you both said.
Wasn't
Make 2 3.
when we
Go ahead.
Yeah, wasn't when he during the Iowa game, wasn't that during his streak where he had, what was it, like 12 in a row threes?
Yeah, that was the game that broke the
I think
streak.
that was it? Okay.
Yeah, he went 2 for 5 in the Iowa game from 3.
Oh, okay.
I'm still
Okay.
looking.
Yeah, he was on the streak before the Iowa game and then missed in the Iowa game, and that was what broke the whatever it was, 11 or 12 in a row. So Iowa probably is the last time he made 2.
It was the Iowa game. He was 2 of 5. That
Yeah.
is literally the last time he made more than 1 3. So
Yeah. So I love, you both said it. You both said make 2 threes. Seems like the right thing to say. So I'll say the same thing. I'll say make 2 threes because to me, Jack is, if he is hitting jumpers, Purdue is almost unguardable when he's in the game. And it's something where like he's like so close, like just make one more, man, just one more game, and like it completely changes everything. Also, Andy, Colorado, I'll sing it just real quick. Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again.
all right, I gotta
know
go.
it.
It was good talking to you guys. Thanks, Jeff. Really nice to see you, man.
It's good. It's good seeing you, Dalton.
Rick has said you're a pal and a confidant. Yep, that's true too. Everybody wanted to hear it and they needed to hear it. And I'm a terrible singer, so I apologize for those of you that did. And one last listen, man, we got to give the fans what they want. Presto Tony said the Golden Girls reference made me curious about the women's basketball team, and ouch, better than last year. Yeah, the women's basketball team it's weird because they were such a good program for so long, but this is not a women's basketball podcast. And just to be fair, it absolutely never will be. I cannot follow women's basketball.
Woof.
And it's nothing bad. It's just I can't.
I'm not a hater. I just don't enjoy.
I'm not a hater. I just fucking hate it. Like if we're just being
watch it.
real honest. All right, let's go to. We're almost done with these players. Then we'll make some predictions and get out of here. Let's go to Omer. Again, another guy who seems to only ever make 1 3. We just can't get these role players to make a couple in a row. I've hit the point of the season where I don't want Omer playing any point guard minutes. I'd rather, like Dalton keeps saying, see CJ at the point guard, but and Omer just play the 2. Jeff, what do you want to see from Omer in this game?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to say Omer's probably, of all the players on the team, he's probably the one that the only one I'm down on. I think the expectations for him were, a lot higher this season, with all the hype. And it just, I myself, I kind of thought that he'd be a starter by about this point, maybe taking CJ's role from the hype that was made about him. And there's no way he's not anywhere on the same level as CJ is right now. So I'd just like to see Omer become more of a distributor. I feel like he's just kind of tinkering with the ball around the perimeter and jacking a shot up when he's in there for Braden. Let's see at least 3 assists from him this game. Maybe some driving to the hoop. I mean, every time I see him drive to the hoop, it seems like, with his big body, I mean, he seems like he has a lot of success, but he never does it. He just stands around on the outside and puts up a mid-range shot or a, 3-pointer, drive to the hoop or distribute, no outside shots.
Yeah, keep an eye on this, Jeff. If you haven't heard me say it, watch Omer when the clock gets to about 16 seconds and he has the ball. He will turn around and dribble backwards until it's to 10, and then he waves everyone off because that's when he gets to shoot. It is incredible. It happens every time. Yeah, and Blake said it here. Often stalls too much when he's running point, and Dalton has brought that up many, many times. Like he just doesn't have that like true movement. He's a one-on-one go get a bucket type of guy. And you love to have that guy, but not on this team. Like next year, like I think next to Ertl, that could be great. And we could have two just absolutely go get them guards. And then you have CJ who can also go do it too. So it could be crazy. What do you want to see from Omer in this game, Dalton, if you do want to see Omer?
I'll start out by saying I'd like to see less minutes out of Omer, more jack splits. You can put Jakari at the 2. You can move CJ to the 1. CJ distributes, runs the offense better than Omer. I'll say that. Call me crazy in the chat if you want to. I don't really care. Omer stalls the offense out. He slows the pace too much. Like we are a half court offense, but we play with pace in the half court. Like our sets move. You have to move the ball. Like, and we can't run the Omer play. Like the Omer offense is what I call it, double O's. Where he dribbles around, he waits, then he'll even wave TKR off. Like, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? From Omer, honestly, if you're gonna do that crap, at least hit a couple of shots, 2 shots. I don't care, 3s, mid range. If you're gonna do that where you just waste a whole possession, at least get a bucket out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree with everything that both of you said. Like, he just isn't like you said, the Omer offense. Like, he's a great ISO basketball player. And he was billed, at least in my eyes, as a guy who was Braden 2.0. And I haven't seen I think there was that one game where he kind of looked like that, but that was it. And maybe that's just because he can't play like off ball very well. And it's kind of the role he's being asked to play. And I don't know, I'm making excuses for him. But in this game, I just want to see Omer hit jumpers because I think that's who he is for us. Like, I'm past all the assist stuff. I'm past all of it. Play decent defense, and when you get the open look, hit the jumper. I said it in the Nebraska game. I was happy he missed one. We got the rebound, immediately kicked it back, and he shot it again and made it. Like, confident shooting is all I need from Omer at this point. Did want to hit on Rickus's thing here because this is funny to my life. He said, Derek, you said James Vanderbilt died. I watched a lot of Dawson's Creek growing up. This show's gone off the rails. Yes, I'm sad. And yes, in the last 3 months, I have watched the entire seasons of Dawson's Creek, the entire library. My wife went on a Dawson's Creek bender, and we watched all of it. That was the first time I'd ever seen it.
Fake wife.
So for him, sorry, my fake wife. So there's a blow up to my bedroom. So for the first time ever, I watched it, and then he dies. So I think it might have been my fault.
Nice work, dude. Congrats.
And I apologize. And I apologize for that.
Terrible, dude. You're awful.
Blake says he thinks Omer will be better next year. I would think so. There's a lot of guys that ahead of him in this depth chart, and he's never probably been anywhere in his entire life where he's the 5th option on the court at all times. And that's why I think he waves everybody off, because he's like, no. Painter said if it's under 10 seconds, I get to go, and I'm going. So yeah, I would like to see him, spell Braden for 3 minutes a game, and that be that. Like, hit the shots when you're in the game. Don't turn the ball over. Don't completely blow a lead or anything like that. Let's go
in the Nebraska game when.
Go ahead.
Oh, did you hear me?
Oh, you're good.
I said in the Nebraska game when in the first half when Braden went out with 2 fouls and Omer was in there, I think, to handle the point guard position.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of a disaster. So I mean, you can kind of good example.
Well,
of,
Jack ended up with a negative 15 plus minus because of it.
Yeah. Yeah, it all went on Jack. It's like you're watching a horse race, and all of a sudden, like, they're like, and then the next race, we're going to watch Sloss race. And everybody's like, well, I'm going to go take a piss because, like, I don't want to watch this. It's just not, it's not very fun to watch. And that's that's probably just he just hasn't really fully accumulated or adapted to this style. Yeah, I agree, Blake. He needs volume. Like Omer would probably look really, really good if he was shooting it 16 times a game, and he'd probably average 18 to 20. I mean, I really think he's that good
Ain't the
offensively.
year for it, Bob.
Just not right now.
Not the
Um,
team for it.
and hey, Presto Tony, I'm going to be honest with you, my guy. I don't know if you're Italian, but I'm going to start talking like this when I do your things. Um, sorry, Dalton. I think for a while there, it's all I kept saying, make your first three. That's the only thing I wanted from Omer. So let's see if he can continue because he has been hitting about one a game, and that's what we need. So let's jump to we got one guy left, Jakari Harris. Actually, yeah, that's it. Jakari Harris. His minutes are starting to shrink a little, but that doesn't really mean his role shrinks to me. Like it's still the same role. It's play defense, D and 3, play D, hit your open looks, be confident when you shoot those. We've been asking all year for him to get downhill more and go to the basket. And it's like a broken record, but I don't think it's going to happen. What do you want to see from him in this game, Jeff? I think you might be high on him.
I kind of combined them with Cox, but I mean, Jakari's got probably the best. He's the best free throw shooter on the team, in my opinion. Probably better than Fletch,
Yes.
and he's got a smooth looking free throw. And like you said, drive to the hoop and get fouled. And the one thing I don't, he doesn't seem to make an and one. He always
Ever.
misses. Go ahead and make the shot, get an and one. So that's my for Jakari, get an and one.
I love that. That's not been said all year. So
Yeah.
Dalton?
Hot take, Jeff.
hot
Coming
take.
on here with the heat, baby.
Also said this was going to be 30 to 45 minutes. We're at an hour and 1 minute.
Yeah,
We'll
just
continue to
don't
promise and underdeliver.
Don't ever say that. Just stop. It's ridiculous at this point. G, I'm high on G. I really want G to get going. I do need to see probably 2 threes go down. I want him and Jack to hit a couple when they're in there because they're usually in there together. And if our bench is hitting like that, we're unstoppable. No one is beating us when Jack and Jakari are both hitting. Obviously, always want to see him get downhill, get to the bucket, get fouled. And I'll stick with Jeff too. Jeff had a great take. Hit the and one, man. Get your bucket. You're strong enough. Stay physical in there. Get squared up and get the ball in when you get fouled. There's no reason that he can't. I mean, he's just a beast. So
Yeah, our last time we played our bench went 4 for 8 from three. So it was a pretty solid bench game, and I think it could be again. It's just this team plays so physical. I hate calling it physical. It's dirty, but
it's
Iowa
nasty.
plays nasty, and you're going to have to use your bench at some points during this game. So when you're in the game, make it worth it. I guess is really where it comes from. All right, Jeff. We always do this, and then we're going to have to at some point at least make it worth it. Make it worth it. At some point, or we always do this at some point during the show. We just basically say what's one thing that each team has to do to be able to win this game. So for you, what's one thing that Iowa can, if they do this, they win the game?
I was going to say probably shoot 40% from three.
Okay. Dalton?
Yeah, they shot 48% from three last game. If they out rebound us, they win.
There goes that out the window.
What a number to
I'm
throw
sorry,
out there.
I'm sorry. That was rude as hell, Jeff. I should have just left that out. But I saw that stat while I was cruising KenPom, so I'm sorry, man. That is my bad. But it's just the way my brain works.
I guess I have to adjust it to 55%.
There you go.
If they shoot 50%, they're going to be really hard to beat, man. It was that 2% there but they shot really well. They did not. I mean, I don't know. They were just so efficient that first game,
They
like
were.
crazy. Both teams were just so
That
efficient.
wasn't that the game where like the shots were like clanking all over the iron and they're
Yes.
banking in threes. I think there was
Yep.
like 6 of those that
Junk.
they got
Junk.
friendly rolls on, and yeah.
You're talking Kale Combs shot 4 of 5 from 3, and Tavion Banks hit 3 of 3. It's literally insane. It's only at Mackey. I don't know. Like, did somebody bring a goat there? I don't know. No one's ever told me. anyways, if they out rebound us, they win. That's it.
Yeah. And if they out rebound us, I'm going to be real pissed off.
Yeah, because it would be booty hole.
I'm going to say if they shoot 20 or more free throws, Iowa doesn't do that a ton, but if they decide to, they only shot 10 in the game against us. I think that that's something that hasn't, and Purdue doesn't really foul, but nobody seems to try against Purdue. Like everybody wants to just bomb threes, and I know that's what our defense kind of plays like Nebraska. But the first team that really, I think Michigan probably will be this team, but the first team that really does try and just drives over and over on us, I think you can beat our perimeter defense and get into the lane, into the paint. So I think that that's their key to victory. What's Jeff? What's one thing if Purdue does this, they win the game?
Well, I've got a stat here that's going to put the Cobra to shame. So, in the last five,
Spicy.
shots fired.
Let's
Oh,
go.
wow.
In the last 5 games against Iowa, we've won 5 in a row, and we scored 79, at least 79 in all those games. And the game that we lost to them the last time was back in March of 22. The score was 75-66. So we lost because we didn't score 79.
Hell
And then
yeah.
overall on this whole season, when Purdue doesn't score or scores less than 79, our record is 2-3. And when we score more, when we score 79 or more, we're 18-1. So the key
the
to this
one?
game and the rest of the season
Oh,
is
Illinois.
score 79 points. The only game that we didn't score, that we lost,
Illinois.
was Illinois, and that was because Wagler had a career night.
So don't let Sturts go
I
for
mean,
46.
if he doesn't have that career night, we win that game.
Yeah, that's good research.
So yeah,
Elite.
yeah. So
elite
if we score
research, Jeff.
79, we win.
Wow.
Yeah.
Putting in the work, bro.
So
That's what's up.
I
love
appreciate
it, man.
the work
Yeah.
put in there.
Score 79.
Score 79 points.
That's the number.
I'm betting over under.
Somebody loved your breakdown. You're an Italian guy.
Presto,
Derek-
Tony.
Yeah. Also, Jeff and Derek put in all the work so that I can ride their wave. And
Yeah.
I'm here for it, and I'm here for you guys always. So there is a goat on our team. If Purdue does this, we win. If we out rebound Iowa.
It's all rebounding.
Dude, it is. I mean, in a possession game like this, like it's so important.
Yeah.
It is so important to get a couple more shots, a couple more chances with the ball, keeping the other team from those shots, because it's a game of possessions against Iowa. It's going to be, we're both slow, so you have to control the glass.
Yeah, and I'm going to kind of copycat you here and say if we shoot 20 or more free throws, we will win this game. We shot 22 in the first game, and we needed all 22. We made 19 of them. To me, it goes hand in hand, rebounding and shooting free throws most of the time, because a lot of those cheap rebounds that get you into the bonus or cheap fouls come on rebounds, offensive or defensive. You grab a rebound, a guy fouls you because he's mad that you got it and he didn't. You saw that a lot in the Nebraska game. That's how Rank Mass ended up getting fouled out, because he had a couple of those ticky-tack rebound fouls where he just was pissed off that Oscar kept getting the rebound over him. Rickus thinks if we win this game, if Purdue brings the same energy and effort, yeah, 100%. Because we were at that Iowa game, and there was stretches like, am I wrong? Is that the game that Braden had a horrific first half?
Yeah, he didn't
Like
score.
0 points and
didn't do anything.
Yeah, I thought so, because I remember he had 16, and I think those were all second half point. He took over.
They were.
So yeah, I agree. If we would have started that game at Iowa with that same energy, we probably would have blown them out. Just being straight up. So, all right, it's prediction time. We're an hour and 9 minutes, and God, we suck it. Sorry, Jeff. We kept you up so late here. This is
he's an hour behind us, dude.
Oh, he's
I'm the one that's dying here. And Rick.
I go another hour.
Yeah. At least you don't have to edit this one as much, unless you're going to.
I was going to until we went this long.
So let's do predictions here. So what do you want to see? I'll let Jeff go last since he's the guy. I'll start it off. I think we'll do predictions and then player of the game. I think Purdue wins this game. I think it's close for a little bit, but I think Purdue ends up pretty well handling this. I'm going to go 83-68. Purdue wins this game.
Ugh. Woof. You kidding me, bro? I'm going to go. It's going to be Purdue 84, Iowa 77.
All
Yeah.
right. I think it's going to be a little
that's
close.
it. Yeah, it's going to be a game. Unfortunately, my heart's going to probably explode before the season's over. So,
What's got to happen's
Yeah,
got to
I think
happen.
the last game it was within about a minute or two left in the game. I think there was like a 2 or 3 point game.
Oh, yeah.
So
Purdue
I
was
feel
what,
like
down 6 at one point.
yeah, yeah. So I feel like it's going to be kind of close, but I got Purdue pulling it out probably 82-75.
all right.
So you guys are pretty well in line. I
About
think it's going to be
7-pointer.
I think it's going to be more comfortable. Yeah, Rickist, it's not we would never edit out those beautiful moments. The problem with we edit these lives sometimes because sometimes the lives get stuck in the live section and like people don't see them that just want like normally don't watch our live stuff.
Right. You have to
So
go to the page and find it if it doesn't just pop because
yeah,
it's not on our front page of our YouTube. So if you just click on our YouTube, you won't see this unless you go into the live tab. If it doesn't populate on your feed, and YouTube shadow bans us again.
yeah, they
I
did that
love
for a
to
while
say
there.
that. They weren't, dude.
No, they were. Well, I'm sticking with the conspiracy. Player of the game, Jeff. I'll let you go first. Who do you think is going to be the player of the game in this?
I mean, I can't go wrong picking Braden Smith. So
You know,
I think it's going to be him.
Dalton.
We love 7-point difference tonight.
Yeah, that's
Everyone
clearly
loves
the pick. Here.
7. It's gonna be 7 no matter what. Yeah, we're back. It's the man from down under.
You do realize Purdue won the
Mathendo.
first game by 7, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what's up. It's 7-7-7.
Oh,
Lucky.
thoughts.
But it's gonna be Oscar Clough, player of the game. Uh, we need it. We need a big one from him. Talking probably 12, 14 rebounds, 12 points, just a 200 efficiency rating. Hasn't been an Oscar game like that in a little while. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that we've had a 180 to 200 efficiency from Clough in a little bit. So I'm looking for that. I'm looking for it. I need it in my soul.
Yeah, I had this like I was gonna say, so I'll say it anyway. But this isn't my player of the game. I was gonna say like, how can we forget the guy who's led us in scoring for 3 straight games, Fletcher Lawyer? But I'm gonna forget him. And I'm gonna say Trey Kaufman-Renn because Fletch was complaining too much in 2K. Trey Kaufman-Renn was, I think, has a huge game. I think this is like the breakout scoring game from Trey. I think he goes probably 20 and 12, somewhere in that range, and just dominates from the get go. I think it's going to be a beautiful thing to see, and we're all going to go, Jesus, can we just get more of that guy? So that's my player of the game. Appreciate everybody who's watched. If you're still here, please go hit the like button and subscribe button. When you hit like, it allows other people to find us, which is ultimately, I guess the goal is to talk to more people and have more people in
Last
here.
prediction.
Ooh, Rickus Morty,
88-70.
he's on my team here.
He's going big, boy.
That's where
That's
I'm
a
at. I
high
think-
scoring game for Purdue, Rickist.
and Iowa,
in a
two
low
of the slowest
possession
teams in the
game.
country.
Yeah, low
Yeah, it was
possession
what-
game, boys.
It was 79-72 the first time around, and both teams shot 58% from 2 and 43 or higher percent from 3. So it would have to be some elite shot making. Number 3 goes for 36. Okay,
Hey,
there's
I
the
hope
Rickist.
he's
I
right.
know.
I hope
That'd be
he's right.
nasty. That would be
That'd be-
nasty. He
that'd
almost
be a
backdoored a
great
triple
day.
double. So maybe this is the game he gets the triple double. Yeah, please hit the like button, subscribe button. We'll have a post game up on this probably Sunday, and then obviously a preview probably Sunday as well because we got Michigan next week. Awesome
We
stretch of
running.
basketball coming for Purdue at Iowa, home against Michigan, home against our rival IU, where we get to beat the shit out of them, and then Michigan State at home about a week later. And it's going to be fun. This is the home stretch. We saw last night Michigan was in hell against Northwestern for most of that game, and then all of a sudden turned it on, went on like a 27-5 run. You got to have that in there because these games are all tough. So, any final thoughts, Jeff? Anything you want to tell the people? Anything you want to scream to the world?
No, I just appreciate you guys having me on here. I think you guys put some great content out there, and so I'm glad just to be part of it.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Jeff, for jumping on with us, man. We've been trying to get something going for a while, and we canceled our little show we were going to do. We plan on doing that. Everyone, keep your eyes and ears to the streets for our Around the Horn type show. It's coming. We just got to find some time. We're in grind mode right now, and this takes a lot of work, so we really appreciate everyone hanging out, saying what's up, liking our stuff, commenting. We love to comment back, so please leave something down in there. Score prediction, whatever you feel. Rickus, you can say whatever you want in our comments, so I know you will. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Appreciate it.